We are streaming live. Welcome. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Kristin.
And this is the second rendition of our Wild Wisdom Talks. And today we are talking all things oils. So let's dive right in.
And to clarify, we're not talking about essential oils. That's not what we're talking
YouTube.
about today.
Hello, YouTube. We are streaming live. Welcome. I'm Lisa.
Let's see.
I'm Kristin. And this is
Let's end and delete that.
Second rendition of our Wild Wisdom. Okay, here we go. Now we're muted on that. Okay, let's go. We'll back it up, Kristin. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. All things oils, not essential oils. We're talking body oils. And I feel like this is one of the best kept beauty secrets that there is, to apply oils to our skin and to our hair. I grew up in a culture where oily skin was bad and oils were bad and eating oil was bad. And remember the days of like sea breeze, where you would apply sea breeze to your face and like it would suck all the oil out of your face?
Yeah.
And now these days, like I'm slathering the oil on constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to dive into why putting oils on your face, your body, your scalp, your hair is so invigorating, rejuvenating, anti-aging, just good for the whole body. Our skin is our largest organ, and we get to take in all this good stuff. And if you are using the right oils for your needs, then you won't have like an oil slick on your face. Like I applied oil to my skin this morning and I didn't remove it. So I don't look like a grease slick or anything, right? So let's jump into the benefits real quick. So I pulled an article from everydayhealth.com this morning, and Dr. Rajani Kata is a board certified dermatologist at Baylor College of Medicine in Texas. And she says that we have centuries of experience to show that it is uncommon for natural oils to cause an allergic reaction. And she says, I think that one of the reasons that natural oils have come back into prominence is because there has been a search for moisturizers that A, don't cause allergic reactions, and B, don't have all the chemicals that cause allergic reactions. So have you ever used like a moisturizer and you get like those bumps on your face?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's what she's talking about, because so many of our products today on the market, they have so many lab created chemicals. Mm-hmm. And I want to just say that and you can do your own research, but our skin products, our makeup products are not really regulated, and they can put whatever they want in there, and there can be very harmful carcinogenic ingredients in our skincare and beauty care products. So that's what the doctor says, that basically that people are in search of a more natural product to take care of their skin. Mm-hmm. Lisa, how do you use oils in your daily beauty routine?
Well, and I think it's going back to what you said, Kristin, it's been a journey, just like life is, or just as the more we know, we can do better, and we can we can support our bodies in a specific way. But I use oils on my face. My most recent that is just so awesome is rosemary oil on my face, and it just it's so awesome. And coconut oil and almond oil all over, like lathering all over. And it's amazing the reaction of the skin when you do that. There is just a feeling of health, or a feeling of, because we don't necessarily think to really take care of our skin. We might put some lotion on or whatnot, but oftentimes the lotion, like you said, it's got, stuff in it that is not good for our bodies, and it's moving in through the skin into our, the inner parts of our body that soak it all up. So yeah, so the oils on the skin is super soothing and amazing, uh, and it feels like a sweet hug. That's all, that's what I mean. I do it, and then I'm like, oh, it's just like a hug. It's like the body just responds immediately, like, oh, thank you.
And do you do it morning or evening? When do you use your oils?
So it depends on the day. And so, just working with whatever schedule is for that day, I work it in a lot at night for sure. But there's also times that I will lather on the oil onto my skin, knowing that I'm going to take a shower in an hour or two. I'll lather up, get naked, strip it all down, lather up with oil, put a robe on or put some sweats and a shirt back on or whatever it is. And then, go about your business for an hour or two and let the oil soak in and let it, heal your skin. And and then get in the shower and then alternate the shower, a little hot, cold action, which stimulates our lymphatic system. It activates, some muscle engagement to help blood flow get into the system. So that's super nice. So that's a nice thing you can do if you're just around, if you're on answering emails or doing stuff around the house, go lather up. And so it's not like something else you have to do, really, if that makes sense. So that could be done in the day. In the nighttime for sure, oils on my face. I'll also start with oils on my face in the morning as well. Sometimes I think it just kind of depends, for sure. And then oil in my hair at night. And I take a little bit of oil and rub it into the scalp, which can feel so nice. And then the next day, it just looks more vibrant or healthy, shiny. So yeah.
Totally. I actually haven't been using oils on my hair for the last couple of days, and I can tell like I need to do that. I need to make that a priority tonight.
Yes.
So I went to another resource today called Ayurveda.com. So let's dive into Ayurveda, the oils, and the health benefits from an Ayurvedic standpoint. So Ayurveda is a sister science to yoga. Lisa has had the opportunity to go to an Ayurveda health facility in India, and we'll ask her about those treatments in just a second. But according to Ayurveda.com, according to the ancient texts, the body oil massage, because that's what you're doing, you're essentially massaging the oil into your skin on a regular basis. This can be daily or a few times a week, whatever works with your schedule. But applying the oils to your skin and just massaging the oils in increases circulation, aids in joint health. So if you have any kind of joint pain, fibromyalgia, which is muscular pain, or arthritis, which is the joint pain, this can be a great tool in your toolbox. The oil massage eliminates body impurities. So the lymphatic system, it helps to get all the yuck out. It calms the nerves, which promotes deeper and better sleep. And who doesn't want more of that? It softens and smooths the skin, which reduces the effects of aging. Hello, like there's like $1 billion industry for aging, multi-billion dollar industry for aging. Yeah. Increases mental alertness and levels of stamina, and tones muscles and nourishes the tissues.
We all need to be doing this.
We all need to be doing this.
All need to be doing this. Oh my gosh.
So yeah. Lisa, what was your experience at your Ayurvedic spa/hospital in India?
Oh, it was, so we got to spend a week at this facility. And so what the owners of this facility actually thought was to take these healing rituals or modalities and offer them in a spa-like environment. So they're medical treatments that you would find in a hospital in India. And so why not pair that up with with more of a spa relaxing? So you get all of it. You get the yoga, the mind, stuff, the physical healing aspect of it. The food was all based on Ayurveda. Uh, and based on our doshas. And, so we met with a medical doctor when we arrived, and, and they did a whole physical workup, a whole exam, and took blood, all of it. And we consulted with the doctor every day before our 2-hour treatment. So we had the same therapists. They called them therapists. They were, massage and treatment therapists. We had the same two every day for the whole week. And so it was really sweet. We got to, they were so sweet. We just, you start to build a rapport with the two women. And then really quick, I'll go into the treatments, but after each treatment, they brought us out into this reception area and gave us a coconut that they had cut out the top with a paper straw in it. And fresh coconut water right out of the coconut, is what we finished each treatment with. And so it's just a wonderful experience altogether. So the first day, though, we met with our therapist, and we walk in, and it was a little interesting. They had us stripped down, and we're sitting I was sitting on this stool, and I was like, what's happening? Because I wasn't really sure how it was all going to look, or, and be. And, I'm in another country. It's my first time in India, and, so I was a little bit like, okay, what's going to happen? But I tell you what, my body was so nourished that entire week. So 2-hour treatments of oil rub downs, essentially. And we could go into and maybe we could do another wild wisdom talk, Kristin, about the different Ayurvedic oil treatments. That could even be a whole nother topic, getting into depth in that. But we started sitting on the stool, and what was amazing was one of the therapists every day, she put her hand on my head and chanted. And so it was a very, very, tradition rooted in, so that it was very respected. It was very respected, and, I felt very taken care of and nurtured and honored, really. And so they put her hand on my head, she chanted, and just to bring reverence and, some sacredness to the, to the practice and to the ritual of it. So then they started with my hair. She got oil, rubbed it all into my hair, all down as I sat on the stool for like the first 15 minutes. And she rubbed down the back, massaged up all through the shoulders and down my back. And then there was a table with this big mat. And at the end of the table, they had like their runoff section where all this oil, because we were lathered. So it was like, talk about a grease lick, like, you get, you could slide down the table and then you crawl back up, that type of thing. But, it was amazing. And it was nothing like what I have ever, going to get a massage, which is wonderful. And I love getting massages, but this was something, it wasn't like this deep tissue or anything, it was just literally, they were just rubbing, and it was both of them on one side of the table. And so they did it in tandem. And so they were totally synchronized with how they were, rubbing down and massaging oil into my body. So we had this whole thing, and then I flip onto the side, and then they did the side. They got every part, it was just this amazing experience. And, and so then at the end, we ended with a chant, ended with some, oh, there goes my dog. There's the dogs. Ended with some sacredness, and they, put the robe on, and our hair was tied up in this, this green cap. And then we would go off in our robe and green cap. Everyone's walking around in these robes and green caps the whole week. And we would go and have lunch and, or breakfast or dinner, depending on what time our treatment was. And so, and then we got to sit in the oils, and that's where that's where that practice of, in your home right now, if you can lather up the oils and then put a robe on and sit for an hour, because they recommended that we didn't take a shower for an hour after that. And one last thing I'll add is, if you have somebody in your home that you can share this experience with, I've recently got my husband on board with this. Oh, there we go. Recently got my husband on board with this. It's life doing Zoom calls, right? With the dogs and the kids. And anyway, I've got my husband on board with this. So we actually are able to lather down each other. And it's just such a sweet, endearing experience, because it's, fully nourishing for our bodies, and there's a healing component to that. And so it's it's quite a wonderful experience. So
That's
yeah.
cool. Thank you for sharing. I actually was reading, I have this book, Ayurveda Lifestyle Wisdom, and it talks about how families in India do that, like as a daily practice. They massage each other down with oils. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's worth incorporating. And I know that the first time I did it for my husband, he was like, like, I don't know, I can't even put it into words, and I'll think about this, how I can truly define it. But there is something about taking care of the skin that, like, the body just takes an exhale. And I don't know, maybe just that's the explanation of it. I'm not, not quite sure in
Well, I
this
would
moment,
have to,
but
there's so many nerve endings in the skin, and the skin is just, it's everything. It's the largest organ. So
Mhm.
it makes sense that
Yep.
nurturing the largest organ of your body would have such a
Mhm.
profound effect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
Should
yeah.
we talk about the different kinds of oils?
Yeah.
So the same dermatologist that I mentioned earlier, she says that it's best to have different oils that you use on your face versus what you use on your body versus what you use on your hair. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. We all have different doshas or constitutions. And if you don't know what that means, please Google it. And there's tons of free quizzes out there and information that you can find out your specific constitution, which oils are best for you. But we can just talk about a few of the popular ones. So one that is very popular, especially in Abhyanga, the massage that Lisa is talking about, is sesame oil. And it's important to use organic oils, any as close to natural as possible. So sesame oil is a warming oil. And this is good, especially for those aches and pains. This is especially good to do at night because it's actually going to warm up the body and calm down the body, kind of like a warm bath. So the sesame oil massage after the warm bath is a great option. Here I have, this is something I picked up at Sprouts grocery store. And it says rose hip mist. And this is actually made up of sunflower oil, rose hip seed oil, rose oil, and that's about it. So this is a good one for the face. So we use different ones on our face versus our body. And Lisa and I have both been buying oils from a company called Alpa Botanicals. That's ALLPA. So this is one I have from them. And the cool thing about them, and we'll put this in the notes, is that they have a quiz on their website. So you can put in any kind of conditions that you have for your skin or your hair that you are trying to, whatever your existing condition is and what your goal is. And they will recommend 3 to 4 oils for that. So that's a super cool resource.
Yeah. Kristen, can I just pop in here real quick? When I did that on their site, the hair oil that was recommended for me was an oil, and I didn't for the bottles in my bathroom, but maracuja oil,
Yeah.
I think is how you say it.
I have one right here.
You have it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's Maracuja. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that one has been wonderful for my hair. And that's the one I specifically rub into my scalp. And that one has felt so, so nice. And I don't ever feel like it makes my, um, I rubbed it in before into the scalp, and then, I go about my day and I don't I don't feel like it's like, oh, greasy, like when you leave a massage and your hair's matted down, from the oils or the lotions or whatnot. So, so you could definitely put it in, even in the morning or whatnot. So
That's good to know because I've been putting mine in at night and sleeping with it and then washing it out in the morning.
which that's an amazing thing to do as well. But I've just found, especially in this COVID time right now that we're in, that my schedule is shifted so much that I'm home during the day. So it's like if I think about it, I'll rub it in. It's not like I, and I can just leave it in. So if you happen to be in your home and you're not really concerned about, who's seeing your hair, just in case it does make it, look a little, on the greasier side, but it's not, I don't know. It's different when you rub it into your scalp. And I've also used it for the ends.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Rubbing it into the ends, which is super, super awesome. I've definitely seen my hair, and I haven't had my hair cut, colored, anything, in months. And so, yeah.
Cool. Thank you I'm glad. I like that little tip about putting it in during the day. So according to everydayhealth.com, the website I looked up this morning, they recommend these oils to start with. And the first one on the list is coconut oil. And this is actually the oil I started with several years ago. And I would just buy it in the jar and like slather it on my skin. They also have a more of a liquidy, I think it's called fractioned coconut oil. It's a liquid form. So that's a great option for the body. They don't recommend it on the face, but I've used it on my face in the past. The second one is olive oil. And I remember like I would go to the Lake Powell, where you're in the water in the sun for a week, and my skin was so dry that, and this was before I was into oils, but I went in the kitchen and I got olive oil and I put it all over my body because my skin was just like so parched. So go to your kitchen and grab some oil. Sunflower oil. This is one of my favorites. You can use this on your face and your body. Shea butter, which is not an oil, not a liquid oil form, but you can buy on Amazon like a big block of organic shea butter. Jojoba oil. This is a really good, well-rounded oil for your face and your body. Almond oil. I have this on my nightstand for my hands and my feet. That's a really good one. And grapeseed oil. And then let's talk a little bit about the face oil. So I'm using Sacha Inchi oil, which I'd never heard of before, Alpa Botanicals, but I'm really loving it because again, it doesn't give me that super greasy look. I put it on and then I put my makeup on and then, I have a glow. I was told yesterday on a Zoom call, my skin was glowing. I'm like, oh, it's my oil. So I really love that. I'm approaching 40 and I'm worried about fine lines and wrinkles and sun damage but not looking too oily. I have combination skin, so that's a really good one for that. And I have friends that are like, oh, my skin's too oily, I could never put oil on. And there's actually oils out there that balance oiliness. And so Maracuja, the one that Lisa mentioned for her hair, that's a really good one for your face if you tend to be on the oilier side, as well as turmeric oil. So that's probably a blend. It's probably got a base carrier oil with turmeric oil in it. So turmeric bringing down the oil levels in the skin. For the concerns about fine lines and wrinkles, argan oil, which is in a lot of mainstream beauty products these days, almond oil, and jojoba oil. And for the younger generation that are concerned about breakouts, a combination of jojoba oil with lavender. So lavender is an anti-inflammatory. So you can mix in essential oils with these base oils. That's a recommendation for the 20-year-olds with the breakouts. So I would encourage everyone to do research and to experiment. And nobody's the expert over you. You are your own guru, and find what works for you in the oil realm.
Absolutely. And I was just gonna add to that my brain.
It's Corona brain. It's like the quarantine brain.
It totally is. Oh my gosh, what was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say was that most of these oils can be bought in smaller bottles. And so they have big bottles of these oils. And so I definitely recommend, as you're starting, like Kristen's saying, you're starting and you're researching different oils that would work for you. Buy a small bottle of it and see if you like it, and if it works for you, then get the big, industrial size bottle. Because then you will start to use a lot of it, and it just, I'm always one to like to be proactive and spend the money in the proactiveness of health instead of on the back end, the reactive state when something goes wrong. So it's definitely worth every penny, and you will just melt into this hug, the sweetness of all of it, and taking care of it. And there's something so sweet about taking care of yourself. And I've just realized this too in this time when, I'm not, I love pedicures and I love going. There's just something so nice about sitting and just, getting a pedicure. But I've been taking care of my own feet, and there's something so sweet about like paying attention to and taking care of your own body instead of having somebody else do that. And it's not to say that I won't ever get a pedicure in my life again, but like my mind is starting to shift about what what I've let other people take care of me on my own body. And now I'm tending to it. And so there's something just so sweet about tending to your own body. And, and that's a sacred piece as well. So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Honor. Because I think, we live in this society that is more on the abusive side of the physical body. And I love that idea. And when you were sharing about your experience in India at the Ayurveda hospital, just this idea of honoring and revering the body, because the body is the house of the soul in this lifetime. And that's a really cool paradigm shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's you can view it as your own temple,
Yeah.
And in India, we went to we went to many goddess temples. And so we would see these deities, we'd go into the temples, and they have where you never could look straight on to the goddesses. They had, lines of railings, and then people would look over the railing and then look down they never had you look head on, because the goddess is the goddess. And so you look at it from the side, but they would bathe these goddesses in oils. I mean, like pouring oils and honey and flowers. They would have daily rituals where they would take care of these goddesses and these statues in the temples. And it was just such a sweet thing. And so when you ever since that experience, every time, now it's like when I'm putting oils on, it's like, think of yourself as a goddess, because you're a goddess, and, taking care of the external, which supports the internal. And it's just, it's a beautiful experience. But just seeing yourself as the goddess that you are, and to take care of, of your temple, just like in the Indian culture, where they just, they bathe them in all this sweetness and the nectar. It's the Amrita. That's the Sanskrit word, is the Amrita, the nectar of life. And so just to feel that. So.
Oh, that's so good.
So, yeah.
Good
yeah.
Stuff. Well, we will put some resources, and this is not something we're promoting or getting paid for. This is stuff that we use in our real life. So we will put resources in the notes about some places where we get our oils from. And if you have any questions, we would love to connect with you.
Yes, absolutely. And one last thing with that too, like Kristen said, do your own research, talk to your own doctors, what is best for you. So that's a choice that you get to make in your life. If you work with anybody, a naturopathic doctor, acupuncturist, your medical doctor, your family practitioner, whatever that is, have those conversations. And and experiment with some of these treatments and Ayurvedic treatments, and then explore that within your own body. So, and really trust your own wisdom. So,
True.
Yeah. Yep. So with that, like Kristen said, we'll put resources in, and we will be back for a next Wild Wisdom talk in the next upcoming weeks. And if there's anything that you are curious about that you would like us to address in one of our talks, please send us a message, comment on this in the stream. So, and we will see you soon. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.